Hello and welcome to the 62nd or whatever episode of the Chicken Chess Club podcast. My name is Jan Gustafsson. As we are registering this, as Laurent would say, the quarterfinals of the FIDE World Cup are running. Gukesh versus Carlsen, Vidit versus Abasov, Dominguez versus Garana, and Pragnanda versus Ergaisi. Laurent, lot of chess action. Where to start?
Yeah, I'm following a lot of action. I mean, mainly the World Cup, obviously. This Gukesh Carlsen match is very exciting. Actually, it's what Magnus wanted. He wants to play against the new generation. He gets it. So we'll find out. I expect this to be a very tense match, as many people I would like to see tiebreaks because these are the most exciting. And yeah, like against Keimer, it was a very exciting match. So we'll see, but yeah, definitely, I think this is a big matchup of the day, and people start to play for candidates spot as Magnus is already qualified, probably not playing, so it means that the winner of the quarterfinals will all make it most likely. I mean, you have to be really unlucky not to make it at that point if you win that match.
Peter, are you also hoping for tie breaks in Gukesh versus Carlsen?
I mean, if I could choose, I would rather have Magnus won in regular games. So, I mean, I'm not against tiebreaks, but I'm brought up with the Wishy school that well, tiebreaks is something that happens, and then you play them. It's not something you should particularly aim or hope for in that sense. Or you're asking me as a chess fan if I want to have tiebreaks. I thought you were asking me as a employee who would like to have success for his boss, right? Or I don't know
You
why
can
you.
answer in whatever function you choose.
Yeah, that's it. Maybe you just have to ask something. Yeah, in a way. But I don't know. Mainly, I'm just relieved. My kid, oldest kid, turned 9 yesterday, and while chess is stressful, of course, kids' birthdays is a completely different league, right? I mean, feels like everything can go wrong and stuff like that. Um,
But nine, I keep hoping it's going to get better once they reach nine. Isn't that more or less under control?
Maybe. Well, I also have a 5-year-old, and of course, you're afraid that no, I mean that he doesn't start crying too much when the older one get presents, and he doesn't get as many himself for compensation. And it is complicated. There is no doubt about that. It feels a bit like chess preparation. Of course, ideally you would like to do it well, but if it doesn't collapse fully, you already think that was a pretty good outcome as I see it in a way.
So you mean
Wow.
that Magnus getting caught in the London system is okay, huh?
I'm still the jury is out in a way. I mean, but again, I should not reveal if we're in book or not. But as Magnus has started thinking here, maybe it gives away a hint.
As he says, yeah, the time
Time is
situation
time is a good
generally
indicator.
tells a lot.
But oh, it's been a busy morning. I had to, after all, do some prep for Magnus, then drive my sister to the airport for like 3 hours, and then rush to get to you guys to do podcasts. So
You
living a
didn't have time to play golf.
no, but
Okay.
that's why we are recording early, so I can do that afterwards. So
Okay.
no, don't worry. But
Yeah.
I've been away from the courses for a while, but as you have probably noticed, Magnus started playing quite some golf. He's
Yeah.
posting about it on social media, and. So, I mean, I think he's looking forward to a rest day if he gets one more. Hopefully, not too many, but one only. So we'll see. But he's posting golf pictures from his rest days, as far as I see. Although on some social media, I'm not on, so I don't know. It's probably one with pictures. It's called Instagram, right?
Uh-huh.
Not familiar. Is Magnus? He's off Snapchat. I thought that was the way he communicated with the rest of the world.
It was at some point, yeah. But uh, I mean, isn't that sort of just with
With your
your,
friends.
your closest in a way? I mean, if you want to communicate to millions as a rock star, then your Snapchat is not really the way to do it, is it? Or
You can post story as well. I'm the expert on new stuff. I have Magnus on Snapchat actually.
You're much younger than us, so it's natural you would be know this
Yeah,
fancy
exactly.
technology.
Yeah, so you can post story, but yeah, no, people they cannot. No. I mean to communicate with.
I thought Snapchat was like you send someone something and then it disappears after a certain
Yeah,
time.
exactly. That's
Yeah,
the point. Yeah, no evidence left.
no. So
This is a great new category. Next episode, Peter will explain TikTok.
yeah, that would be good. No, at some point I thought I could send Snapchat preparation to Magnus, so that he gets the idea, but he doesn't get to waste too much time on it, right? But I never really got to finesse these things.
It's not a bad thought. So let's do predictions because we're experts at predictions, everyone. We say we'll do well in this World Cup, usually gets kicked out. Even before the episode is out.
Speak for yourself.
Gukesh versus Carlsen.
Okay, first of all, I have a statistic. I want to show
nice.
that I worked, because I was thinking before the show how many tie breaks they played and so on. And actually, 6 people. I mean, I thought Kawana didn't play a single tie break, but he did against Yilmaz. So it's funny that 6 of the 8 guys played 1 tie break only, and 2 of them played 3 tie breaks. So you will find that will be easy to find. And actually, the guys, it's Abazov and Vidit, who played 3 tie breaks, and they are playing together. So
there was a quiz, but you gave the answer instantly.
I also.
Yeah, but you could. I mean, it was easy for you, no?
I don't know.
We will never
How it
know.
is.
Yeah.
You'll never guess, yeah? You're not. Yeah, so no, it's funny that actually, when you don't play, okay, you have to be good, and also it's nice to have 3 days. I mean, you have more chances to advance, as we predicted in the start. That the more tiebreaks you play, the tougher it gets.
If you play a tiebreak every round, you're okay, no?
Yeah, that's true. That's true as well. So let's do predictions. Yeah, sure. Gukesh Carlsen.
Gukesh is impressive. Magnus is Magnus. I don't know. Peter would say 80-20 for Magnus, no?
Maybe 85, but yes.
Wow.
85, yeah. Wow. No, I would say same than 75. 75, not
Yeah,
more.
I'm also leaning there. We can see the first 7 moves. I'm not sure they mean much.
The
They will get
problem
some
we will-
weird French structure where white will be better, but Magnus probably happy with it.
I mean, we will never know. I mean, once I spoke with a betting guy who worked for a company. He said actually it's extremely important for them who make odds to have someone who can differentiate between 15 or 25%. But for all kind of predictions, I mean, we will never know, right? I mean, there will only be this one Magnus match against Gukesh. It's extremely hard in a way. I mean, for instance, I was claiming Magnus had 90% chance against against Kamer. Do that strike you as right or wrong based on the match?
It's hung.
Well, Keimer was 1 move away from ending the match now, so that alone should be better than a 1 in 10 chance.
You can argue that. On the other hand, I would say that Magnus made 2 humongous blunders in classical chess, and he managed to qualify anyway. Normally, he would not make that many blunders. It becomes very weird to have these discussions.
Yeah. No, of course.
Basically, how could the match get better than this from Kamer's perspective?
Take the pawn on e4.
Yeah,
but,
fair enough. yeah, sure.
No, it's always a problem in chess. You have this small sample size theater because people only play each other once at that very point of their life's career strength. So yeah, we just end up making up stuff, but it certainly felt a lot closer than 90-10, that Keimer versus Carlsen match. Shout out to Vinny. Didn't quite get there, but once again he showed that he can play. Even with Magnus now, where he had a devastating score collapse there. Also impressive by Magnus that on demand he just grinds out this type of end game. Of course, Keimer maybe helped, but I mean,
but in tiebreaks as well, he played very, very decent chess.
Yeah.
Tiebreaks. So tough fight for Magnus. So yeah, definitely more than, in my opinion.
Magnus tiebreaks was also a bit weird. I mean, he actually blundered 2, I would say, very winning endings in the first 2 games into a draw.
Yeah,
right?
but that was not that easy, I thought.
Not such easy, not horribly difficult either in a way. But it was not particularly good signs for Magnus, I would say. But, let's see. Hopefully it gets better.
Yeah, he's still in it. Let's see how this match goes. Then we have the big match for Laurent. Vidit versus Abasov. Vidit eliminated Nepomniachtchi in another exciting tiebreak yesterday.
Yeah.
And Abasov, whom has he beaten now? He's beaten Laurent Frassinet, Anish
Anish
Giri,
Giri, Peter Svidler, and Salem.
and Salem
2-0 in the
in a
last
row.
classical. Yeah.
Is that the most impressive run from an outsider since Mind Games 2012? That's my question.
No, I mean that's very impressive because the guy, as we can see now, is winning 30 rating points since he was paired against me. I got this very unlucky pairing, and it seems he has the form of his life. He's confident. He's very good in this tiebreaks, playing fast while making very few mistakes, and yeah, beating Peter and Guy was very very impressive. Also, I mean, I agree with Peter that coming back. I mean, like he lost the first rapid game in the tiebreak, and then he came back against Giri playing G4 H4 in this Queen's Gambit. That was incredibly impressive, and now and one of them will most likely qualify for the candidates, and it's for Vidit, it's a surprise. For I mean, like if Abazov qualifies, then it's just a shocker. I would say. I mean, you don't expect this kind of guys qualifying for the candidates.
But what do we think about Abasov? Is it just someone who is performing massively over his level in this tournament, or is he heavily underrated?
I spent some time. I spent quite a lot of time actually preparing against him, and I saw from his games that, in my opinion, he was very unstable. So he could play very well, or could play quite poorly. I mean, for his standards. So I guess he can reach. I mean, with what he's showing, if he's a bit more stable, why not? I mean, he could reach 2,700 one day, but for candidates level, it seems
Mhm.
it seems unrealistic. He will be close to 50% in the candidates if he's playing that. But I don't know. I mean, it keeps surprising us. So
But we would see him as a quite more sensational qualifier than Alexanko. Alexanko got there by a wild cut to some extent, but even so, I mean, despite what we have seen here, you don't rate him as someone in that league.
no, no, because okay, it's just too small.
Hmm.
I mean, his
Well,
peak rating before that was 2670. So
yeah, Jan believes in rating, of course, right? So.
Yeah, also what he did is very impressive, but the matches were drawn 1-1 no against Laurent, Giri, and Svidler, which
yeah,
is good results, but it's not unobtainable, I would say.
No,
yeah,
no, no. I
especially against
generally
me.
agree with you guys. I mean, I like the guy. Know him mainly for some tournaments in Shamkir years back, where he would play the B group and be, a rather talented Azeri player, but of course not in the leagues of their main guys playing the A group, Radja Mamedyarov and probably also Gusainov, right? Yeah, no, it's interesting, but of course we will see. But it also means that we are still rating Vidit as a considerable favorite in this match, 70-30, or
Yeah, but look at the. I mean, like we are cheating a little bit because we are already 40 minutes into the game. It's some kind of Fosolimo a bit weird, and he's still blitzing out all his moves. So I guess he's not bluffing at all. He was very well prepared. So maybe he also did some. It seems to me from his games that he did some serious work. I don't know if it was right before the World Cup or since a few months, but clearly his level of prep is completely different from what I saw from his games. And now I mean, like it's clear prep because I cannot even
when
understand
you say it's a bit weird, you're just being ignorant or you're trying to troll me?
that. What?
I mean, it's this Rosolimi from the Anand Gelfand match that sort of,
Ah,
I was quite proud of our preparation there. And I mean, it was the one that Anand won in the tiebreaks against Gelfand with this.
they are still following the game.
No, no, not at all.
Ah,
But
okay.
sort of, yeah.
So he knows more than that. I mean, like, okay, from his games, from what I could see, was not that well prepared.
Hmm.
But
In
now
Laurent's
he's.
defense, he was busy with other stuff in 2012.
It took a while. Sorry. Yeah, yeah. Okay.
That's true.
No, yeah, fair enough.
But no, I would think Vidit is a substantial favorite, but Vidit also quite heavily depends on his opening prep. He's incredibly well prepared, so if Abasov can neutralize him there, then it could be a close match, and we've seen what he can do in tiebreaks. But yeah, of course, if I had to pick now, I'm still picking Vidit.
No, Vidit, yeah, for sure, because also in tiebreaks, okay, Abazov was very impressive, obviously, but Vidit as well. I mean, against I saw his match yesterday against Nepo.
Played
I
so well,
mean,
also in this draws
yeah,
enough games, super precise, not backing down. I was
and
very impressed.
also, I mean, like Nepo is playing his typical style, putting a lot of pressure, playing a bit half bluffing, half calculating, and it works against most of the people. It doesn't work against Ding, against Magnus, sure. But I mean, it's not an easy guy to beat, and he did it very convincingly, actually.
I think we
So
might have underestimated Vidit ever since that Vidit versus Peter Heine Blitz match, where
I
Peter
was
Heine
about
did quite
to
okay.
mention it that I remember that Blitz match and I almost felt like I was a stronger chess player. Well, I agree. Results didn't indicate that, so it's probably just me who's wrong. But I thought it's someone I can play with. We're talking the first Mr. Dotty Invitational, the prestigious Mr.
People
Dotty.
know you don't have to mention that. Yeah.
No, fair enough. And but no, he was very impressive. It basically felt like he just won because he was the better player, right? In
yeah,
this encounter, I thought Nepomniachtchi will be quite the favorite there, and maybe he was, but there was no chess indicating it in a way. And
no, not at all.
no, I
No,
also
and
think
yes,
for Vidit, it must be a very huge career moment. He didn't seem affected by nerves or anything like that. And also, other Indians are doing well. Maybe that
meditation.
adds more pressure. But I mean, well, he's that close to a candidate spot. He understands that Nepomniachtchi should statistically be the much bigger hurdle than what comes next. Must be very weird for him in a way.
Ha, 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 ha. I'm not sure. I'm not sure, Bother.
Well, but it will be normal for him to think like that, no? Well,
Yeah, yeah. I don't know if you think like that.
maybe
I
not.
mean,
Maybe you're
I
just
just think you just try to survive, and then when you play
maybe,
people who are already in quarterfinals, you think, okay.
maybe you're just like this, yeah.
I mean, look. I mean, the guy is blitzing out still on move 15. I mean, playing some weird moves.
Mm-hmm.
Bazov, I don't know. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, so
Fair enough.
we'll see.
Anyway, we have to talk about Karana because
So I take Abazov as a favorite. You
wow,
guys take Vidit, yeah?
respect. That is cool.
I mean,
Yep.
he beat me.
I would even beat even money just to do you a favor.
Yeah, that's
No, let's not.
too
Uh,
kind. Yeah, so, no, fair enough. Next match is Karana, and I have to sort of remind you guys that I picked Karana, one of the three guys we could mention before when we did predictions for the tournament. And while we all had Magnus, I think Karana is the only survivor of the other names we mentioned, right?
Very
yeah,
impressive.
actually, it's two guys who came with seconds there, so they're taking this very seriously. I don't know. When I see people with seconds in the World Cup, I always feel like if they lose early, I think it's kind of funny. But yeah, because I'm just nasty. But Caruana came with Oparin and Dominguez
Chuchilov.
with Chuchelov, while Giri came with Lamy, but then yeah, you had to pack they had to pack a bit early. So yeah, two guys who are playing very impressive so far. Fabi only had a tiebreak with Yilmaz, where he was super dominating in the classical portion, but couldn't make it. So far it's very impressive. He beat Robson in the last match, while Dominguez had one tiebreak against Votejsek, but won the rest before tiebreak. So two reasonably fresh guys. I mean, who didn't get too tired and incredibly strong. Of course, Fabi is a huge favorite, I would guess.
Yeah, Fabi's Black today is one of the few people, because Domingue is also such an esteemed theoretician, who's been able to put pressure on Lanier. Normally it's some deep battle in some Petrov or something, and Fabi so good that he tends to come up with an idea that puts pressure. So if he makes a draw today, then he will try to end it tomorrow. And he's just been looking like peak Fabi again in this tournament. Also earlier in the year, he's had some great moments already. He's just still world class, and
He didn't have a
of course he's a
particularly
favorite.
weak moment yet in this tournament, right?
No, he looks very stable. He's playing his chess just incredibly well prepared, precise. Then when he gets a chance,
We should mention that they worked together. Actually, Dominguez was one of his second during the 2018 match. I don't know if that's probably not, but it was really maybe a World Championship stuff. But yeah, they
Still
know
a
each
long
other
time
quite well.
ago, I think it's
Yeah.
yeah, not so relevant for now, but of course they're familiar with each other. Also, both living in St. Louis, I guess.
I
Yeah.
But
thought
yeah,
for a while you could very much see the trails in Dominguez openings, right? That he was sort of relying on prep they did together for the match, as far as I recall. Am I
I
wrong?
think he's just a hard worker. He
Yeah,
just
yeah,
works
no,
all
that,
the
Yeah.
time on his territory and sticks with it, like Berlin and Petrov in 1E4. He's just very, very well prepared.
I mean, I'm always a bit surprised that Dominguez is doing so well and so high rated.
That's amazing.
I
He's
mean,
40.
yeah, and it's not like he has that any major successes. He just seems incredibly stable, or maybe he just didn't get the chance to get into the top tournaments in a way, right?
No, he got a lot of
Yeah,
invitation
Oh
in
no,
St.
in the
Louis.
US, yeah.
No, in the US, and but he doesn't tilt. He never tilts. I mean, the guy is just amazing. He doesn't have a tournament where he collapsed. I mean, I can't remember where if he collapsed ever. So yeah, I'm very impressed by Rainier because he doesn't. I mean, even he was not when we were young. I mean, I was playing with him. We are same generation. I mean, he was not particularly.
he was better than you. But,
No, no, actually not. And but then slowly he became much better than me. So that's bad news. But yeah, he was always very professional, very hard worker, and okay, that's just more important than the talent, I would say.
So you're saying you're much more gifted, but he did outwork you
I mean,
over the years.
if you are better when you are young, I mean, you may think you are more gifted, no?
Or you started earlier, who knows?
I wouldn't think so, but yeah,
okay,
sure.
okay. Uh, so
We
basically,
need a
when
rating graph comparison.
yeah, let's just
Destiny versus Dominguez.
Please do it.
just so Dominguez is number one in the world. No, he's number 13, and you are more talented than him. So had you
No,
worked hard,
I didn't
would
say that. I mean, I
would
was in the World Top Junior, for instance. I don't think he was, but yeah, could be wrong. When did he reach? Now we are fact checking everything
Of
I'm
course,
saying.
of
yeah.
course.
Okay, Dominguez.
Rating progress chart. Let's see.
Yeah.
All years. That only goes back till 2003. That's not what we need here.
So 2003, for instance, what was his rating? What was his rating?
2600.
Yeah, I was more. I mean, like I see his rating in 2000. In 2000, it was 2508. Okay, I was more. Then I became 2600, for instance, before him. Now he's born in 82, I think.
Just for the record, I was also higher rated than Dominguez in 2003, so I'm also more talented.
Yeah, but you're massively older. No, I mean, like we have. He's born in 83. Okay. Okay, so maybe I was just older than him. But I did reach 2600 before him.
You
Congratulations.
reached
Thank you.
2600 for both Magnus and Kayakin, but
No, but okay, it was not particularly. It was like he reached for the first time 2700 in 2008, which means
I will give
when he
you
was
as
25.
much that well, he was good, but that he should be top 13 as he is now is somewhat of a
Yeah,
surprise. I mean, maybe we can sort of reach some kind of common ground, although
yeah, we
I
will.
don't particularly want that.
It's just incredibly stable. No, I
Yeah,
mean, I guess he had a small break because he changed federations from
mhm,
Cuba to the US, but he's been top 15.
yeah.
I don't know, don't quote me, but 15, 17 years ago, no? Like he's been around.
Yeah, but now let's see. Now I will find a much better comparison than with me. Like he's born in 83, so 83 is a year of Gitchuk, Bakro, Ponomaryov. So who was winning? Who was in the light? I mean, like who was winning World Cup in 2001? Who was the youngest grandmaster in the world? It was Bakro. Gichuk was supposed to be the next, was playing with Kasparov in Linares. He was supposed to be the next world champion. So they were exactly the same year, but they were just much better than Dominguez. And suddenly now he's clearly, I mean, he's like almost 100 higher rated than Bakro, Ponomarev, or Gichuk is probably still 2700, but I mean, slowly going down. So yeah, that's impressive actually.
I agree that he's very impressive. Having said that, I mean, despite his solidity, we do consider Caruana a clear favorite for some reason, right?
Yeah, for sure.
Sim, do you think Caruana might actually be able to bust him in the opening? And even should that happen, well, Dominguez doesn't have that many weapons to threaten Caruana, right?
It's hard to see him winning a game. Like he might win today
exactly.
and prove us are wrong. But in general, yeah, he doesn't have an edge in the opening, which is normally his biggest advantage. And Fabi is it's just more dangerous, just a stronger player, which is no slight Caruana. If he's playing at this level, he's 2800, and Linier is what 2730. So I don't think that's
No shame in
2739.
no shame in being worse than Caruana in chess. It's a very limited pool who's not. So yeah.
Just for the record, Linier's peak rating is 2768 in May 2014. So yeah, he's not a slouch. Anyway, moving on, we give Fabi a big edge. So sorry, Fabi, that means you're out most likely.
So I guess I would say that Fabi is even more a favorite against despite the rating difference. I would more think that I think Fabi is a bigger favorite than Magnus in his match against Gukesh. But I mean slightly, I would say. But I would more,
I
hedge my-
disagree because no, my point doesn't make any sense. But I was higher rated than Gukesh in 2003.
Okay.
Significant.
That's a good point, actually.
Significant. Yeah, fair enough. Again, just to make it even more useless, I think that, well, it's more than 50% that both Magnus and Caruana will win. Do you guys agree with that?
Yeah.
I come to math. If we give them both 75%, that's where we're at, right?
That's 50, yeah.
No, if they give them both 30%, they have...
No, 75, we said.
Yeah. No, then they are clearly above 50%. Okay. Am I giving Magnus 85% was perhaps a bit much, but I think it's more than 75%. Anyway.
Yeah. 78.
Let's go for the purely Indian encounter. The two friends, Praggnanandhaa and Erigaisi.
Are they friends?
Well, there was a picture of them going for a walk together yesterday, despite this. So, and I think so. I mean, well, during this tournament in Dubai, we had a few sort of. Well, they only played one rapid game a day, right? Sometimes. So Magnus had a few sort of casual training sessions with, among others, these two. And they seem very friendly and to know each other well.
Yeah, no, I saw an interview of Park where he said that they're spending a lot of time together. Yeah, no, they play table tennis, Ivan. I was not. I'm better at table tennis than Prague and Erigaisi.
Wow.
In 2003 as well, so for a very long time. But they seem to be very friendly. And actually, I think Park just said that he wanted to play anyone else, but not Erigaisi, because they are very good friends. So a bit unpleasant for both of them to face each other, but
on the other hand, one of the two friends will make the candidates, so that's the plus side.
Well, do we? Well, it's not a fully given, right? I mean, if
Magnus give Magnus 85%.
Yeah. I think that it's basically mathematically secure that an Indian will make the candidates, right? Because if we assume that Magnus will drop out, but I guess it also means that everybody else except Gukesh is hoping for Magnus at the moment.
Including Alireza, actually.
Yeah. Okay.
No, because it gives an extra spot to the rating stuff. So he's rooting for Fabi, Magnus, and Nepo would have been good, but Magnus and Fabi is really outing. I mean, for Alireza, it's what's happening now. It would have been perfect if Nepo would make it as well, because it would give an extra spot to the rating list.
That's how you do things in the French fan club. You don't try to focus on qualifying yourself, right? You try to find
No, but I mean,
backdoor
no, I'm
solution.
just saying that one of the big winner of this World Cup is Alireza.
Clearly.
I mean, because if Corona wins, then
This-
he
this-
almost secured his rating spot
Deservedly so.
to the candidate.
Mhm.
So that was maybe a good bet not to play.
Yeah, that's fair enough.
No, but I mean, like it's just pure fact. But yeah, coming back to chess and to what I'm very much impressed.
Can't
recently.
argue with pure facts.
Yeah.
Anyway, who's the
Unbelievable.
favorite?
Pag
Prague or
by far.
Arjun?
Arjun. I was not impressed lately. I don't like the way he's. Yeah, no, I think Pag is much more impressive in his chess, in my opinion. Recently, I mean, it was just amazing. He beat
Yeah.
Naka. He played really, really good games. While with Arjun, it's a bit more shaky, you know. So that's my take on that match.
I have a recollection that I was saying on the last podcast that just because Naka is so dominant in this kind of online events, you can't sort of fully transfer that to shorter playoffs like this. But maybe I'm just imagining what I said. But I really thought that like that. I mean, I also feel very impressed with Prague. When you look at the ratings, Erigaisi is somewhat higher rated. I mean, well, ratings doesn't fully lie, I guess, Jan. But you have the same feeling. You also prefer Prague for some reason, right?
Also, you look at the live ratings, I would guess Prague is
Yeah.
already there, no? Like,
Maybe.
Let's see.
he's felt underrated for such a long time now in classical, but yeah, I would guess in live he's there.
Ergezi is 27-12 and Prague is 27-20.
Fair enough. There you
So it's
go.
already higher rated. And yeah, it feels that
FIDE is not up to date.
yeah, now okay, but we will.
Mhm.
I don't know. What's your everyone thinks Prague,
No, but-
Prague is a favorite?
Yeah, I guess the
I
reasonable
don't know.
question is he a huge favorite?
I agree his recent results have been more impressive, including in this tournament, but especially if they're friends, Arjun is slightly older, even though he maybe entered the scene or our awareness a little later. There's always some special dynamic, and I think the Indian guys have been aware for quite a while how strong Arjun is as well. So I find it very, very hard to predict when you're playing your friends and you know each other that well, and maybe there's some exchange of information. To me, it's a very open match because Arjun's also usually very, very tough fighter, and if they more or less neutralize each other in the opening, where I think Prague should have the edge, but since they know each other so well, maybe it's not so important. Then I find it very hard to predict. I think anything could happen.
Well, we're kind of assuming that they are to some extent sharing preparation, right? In general.
I don't know. I think Prague just works a lot by himself, which I'm not sure if you share it with
Maybe.
anybody, but there's at least a familiarity, like they're checking
Yeah,
each other's games, and if they go for daily walks, I'm sure there's some talking going on as well.
Yeah. Sounds reasonable, but well, also we expected them to play, right? Sort of that they would make two draws.
You can tell by the position, I think,
Yeah,
already
yeah,
that
yeah.
they're playing, but also would be out of character.
Trying to make conversation. No.
We
Well,
will do that, right, Peter?
That's not the point of a podcast, Peter.
Yeah, fair enough.
We will do that in the World Cup, Peter.
Excuse me?
If you would play against me in the World Cup, you would be happy with a couple of draws, yeah? I'm going to tieback.
I generally think
You would think it's hopeless anyway, and
I think it's wrong. I mean, again, no, I generally have this belief that you have beaten me here and there, but if really mattered at some point, I would be the favorite. But I'm not intending that we should try and fight out in any way. But, no.
we first want to see your match against Nakamura in Bullet.
Yeah.
and then we can move on.
I think there is, a lot of opinions that you have about yourself that you're very comfortable having, but you really see no need to have them verified. And this is one of them, I think.
Okay.
No?
More deep stuff.
Thanks. Yes. Yeah, you're welcome. I think Prague has been incredibly impressive in rapid. Maybe I was in Dubai. He was such a beast at the junior board, and he's so stable. You could basically rely on him, pulling off miracles when needed, and things like that. Maybe that just biases me, and I see him as a clear favorite, which is simply not a reflection on Erigaisi in any way. It's just Prague for somehow. Also, maybe in some of these online events, I recall him knocking out Geary at some point, where you just thought, no, he knocked him out because he was better, and it's like 1.5 years ago, right? And
I
I don't
agree,
know.
he's impressive, but to look at Eric Gaisi's
Yeah,
rapid world championship, like look at the TPR and against whom he played, like he's also an absolute monster. Like
I, th-
Yeah,
I
no,
th-
for sure. But he lacks
just what
stability, no?
event you recall, and yeah,
no, but that's what
I
I
guess
meant. I'm only making Prague a favorite because Prague has impressed me. For some reason, Erigaisi hasn't entered my radar, so I don't feel emotionally connected to his results in a way, and that is just feels like,
so you've had these fun days in the snow with Prague, no? Like he's your boy
yeah,
now.
probably that when someone hits you with a snowball, you can't help not to bond, right? Or sort of no,
But
yeah.
maybe because Ergezin never beat Giri, no? You're
He
not
didn't.
emotionally. Probably
Yeah,
did, but Peter doesn't recall. So I don't know. Yeah, no, but in general, it's more stable, no?
maybe you actually make a good point. I pay attention to people beating Geary,
Yeah, I mean,
so
it's what you mentioned, the match
yeah,
against
yeah,
Giri.
fair enough.
I mean,
Yeah,
from 1.5 year ago, I mean, like, okay, so Abazov as well, yeah, is better than.
yes,
I
yes.
mean, who doesn't beat Giri these days in rapid?
Ah, I don't know.
Great pity we didn't get to see you.
Yeah, this I was
in,
actually
It's really a
in the
pity.
pyramid.
I really, I'm not happy about that. Trust me.
no, I did start feeling tense about it. Also, a little bit split. That of course I would like you to beat Geary. On the other hand, you would probably be completely intolerable afterwards. So I don't know. Mind
No,
games,
you promised before the World Cup that you would be voting for me.
and I think I would. Okay, Eric. Sorry, Gukesh
Some
just played
action
a
on
very,
the
very sharp
Gukesh
move
game.
against. That's
Yeah,
why I think it basically reveals that me and Jan we are looking at the engines while we are recording, and Fresh is not because
he
Gukesh
doesn't
just
need to.
My eyes
fair enough point.
are
Yeah,
enough.
that is yeah, yeah. So I don't know. What
Okay.
about all these? Well, the young Indian players. We feel them strong enough to be a factor in the candidates tournament, or not really? Time is on their side, right?
Yeah, for
Maybe they're
sure.
just good enough already. In a way, it's hard to judge.
Gukesh is what? He's I always get his age wrong. He just turned 17. He's 2760 and he has a year till the candidates. I wouldn't count him out.
No, it
Like
would be
Yeah.
it would be a stock you would be willing to buy if you could, right? I
yeah,
mean,
and
yeah.
Prague, okay, the classical legs a little behind, but he's also been super steady, super impressive. Arjun we just praised.
Yeah.
So
Also, yeah, Beat It is a bit older, but he's also so well prepared. We know he would take it very, very seriously. I'm not sure he's a favorite to qualify, but I
it's not.
wouldn't be surprised to see Vidit score 50% or close
Mhm.
to it in the
Yeah,
candidates.
exactly.
So
Yeah, I
he
agree.
will be very
But
So
happy.
it's
it's
close
more
to.
like it's a surprise they do it now, but it could actually be good in the sense that when the candidates happens in a year, they might simply just be
Yeah.
by far strong enough to be there.
No,
Right?
it could be a generation change because Gukesh, Prague, Alireza. I'm mentioning Alireza
I think
all the time, so that will be like could be three people from the. But okay, Gukesh has the toughest spot, obviously. He
I
has to win
think
against Magnus, and will deserve 100% his qualification to the candidates if he wins, if he beats Magnus. Won't be secured actually. I mean, if he beats Magnus by, I mean, there are only three people who will go there out of
also
four.
well, I think a friend of the podcast and Danish colleague of mine, Mr. Ogor, was mentioning that he thought we basically seemed only updated about grandmasters in their 30s, while a lot of the people in their 20s we didn't have a good clue about. Any truth in that, or
Are we debating teenagers? Like the guys in their 20s, we've ignored because they're not doing anything. It's the 30-year-olds for the
I think
teenagers.
that more or less gives away that I don't have a clue if I cannot even differentiate as such. But yeah, no,
Yeah,
maybe.
if he means we don't have a clue, then it's fine.
No, that was me saying that. He didn't say that. I think actually,
If he means it,
yeah.
I I, I saw his tweet, so I know what he wrote. But yeah,
Mm.
I don't know.
No, it is a little bit surprised that I mean, to call them the Indian youngsters almost start sounding insulting now, because you are treating world elite players as some kind of group. But it's a surprise to me that they're doing that well. Maybe I have underestimated how good they are. Simply, then it could be. I don't know. Again, I mean, at the beginning of the podcast, I said Magnus had 85% chance against Gukesh. Maybe I should lower it based on information we had the last hour, but I don't know.
No, yeah, four Indians in the quarterfinals. That's incredibly impressive. And yeah, right now we're getting used to it at any chess tournament. Frankly, no matter what the levels, to see Indians crushing it, and these are, of course, the creme de la creme. I'm not surprised. Like, you
Yeah.
wouldn't be surprised either if Nakamura beat Prague, of course, but that they can play with anybody. Yeah, I think at this
No,
point,
but we
take
haven't
the world.
spoken about that much. It's again reminds you of Vidit Nepomniachtchi, right? Prague was just a better player in that playoff, and
Mhm.
there was nothing. I mean, Nakamura cannot say
Oof.
he was unlucky. It was based to a blunder.
Oof.
He was
We'll get an answer now.
okay.
But, no,
Ah,
but it's so now Park played really, really well.
yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
Not
No, I've
much.
said it before, but I think the level of respect people have for Prague, and even for a while now, doesn't compare to his classical rating. Like when I saw him
no,
play in Düsseldorf, I mean, he's just such a tough fighter, and he will play for a win whenever given the chance. He doesn't get nervous. He just keeps making good moves. He keeps pushing. Incredibly mature, incredibly well prepared. So, yeah,
no. That was also
good players.
my feeling when you're preparing for him for Magnus, right? I mean, normally with someone of that rating, you would at least pay some consideration that they would try to desperately play for a draw. Just don't get the impression that
No, they don't do that. All of
not,
them,
not
actually.
it's not in their on their radar even, right? It's
No,
not
no,
a sort of
no, yeah.
well, of course, we don't really approve of that here in the club, but yeah,
Yeah,
this
what
kind of
can you do?
immaturity. But yeah,
Looks like Magnus all right. Current position after the Queens got exchanged.
yeah. I
Um,
mean, computer says it's still equal, but it's. I mean, Gukesh has to play the better moves as far as I can see, so
Easier to play for
something like
Black,
that.
maybe. All right. World Cup. Any of the matches from the final 16 that we should be talking about? Anything that stood out for you?
I mean, it was weird that there were only one tiebreak. So that's what stood up
Yeah,
for me,
just
actually.
Vidit Nepomniachtchi.
Yeah, just within Nepomiashi, and the other seven were decided in classical. Generally, you expect the matches to be closer and closer the more you advance in the competition. So that was pretty much all decided in the classical portion. And yeah, this Vidit Nepomiashi was, of course, the most entertaining to watch. I mean, Chucky was just against Magnus was the one we all. I mean, it's just so nice to watch that. But yeah, I mean, Magnus is just too good, yeah, for Chucky.
Yeah, Chuki getting that far
Yeah,
was an
he's already.
impressive performance. He won the previous round. He won a very long tiebreak against, I think, Sanal from Turkey, and
Yeah,
I mean, well, what do we know of Chucky? Is he preparing with modern engines and stuff like this? He's always been a mystery. And for me, it was a nice flashback that I had to help someone prepare against Chucky again. I mean, when I was working for Vichy, it happened very often. And I think at some point in a tournament, I wrote down 15 different openings Chucky had played against 1E4 in the last year, and sent Vichy prep for all of them. And of course, played a 16th thing. He's extremely difficult to grasp in a lot of ways, but still has very high class. I mean, it's hard not to, feel some kind of enjoyment by
and
doing so
yeah,
well in
no,
that.
that was nice. Did he resign in the Dawn Endgame?
I,
I think it
I,
was a Dawn, no?
I think so. At least this Norwegian computer Sesse was saying it was a draw, while some of the chess sites who has a weaker computer than Sesse seem to think Black was still winning. But I think
I
it was a draw.
I actually used my brain.
Wow.
Thank
and
you.
checked a bit on actually on Chess24 this week engine and moved the pieces around, and I couldn't see a plan, and the computer was really going down. So I guess even if it's a weekend engine, I guess it was the final position is actually a draw.
Yeah,
He just resigned I don't care. I mean, I'm out. I miscalculate this pawn ending because the pawn ending is winning by tempo if you take on before. For those who saw the end of the game, because before it was a very trivial draw for white, but he just didn't care. He was out,
sure.
and that's the way you should take World Cup. Actually, you shouldn't count your rating and.
You applaud the resignation.
No, but I mean, though 1.5 or 2-0, there is no big difference. There is no difference.
We spoke
It's
about it
5
last
rating
time.
points
Exactly.
Yeah, I know.
for him and for Magnus.
Yeah.
Yeah, for Magnus it matters more than for Chuke. I mean, I'm not even sure actually.
Yeah. What else happened? Abasov keeps cruising. Fabi won with black against Duda.
In a rather convincing manner,
Yeah.
right?
That's true.
Or sort of, I mean, well, Duda drew a complicated game with black and then had the white pieces, but no, Fabi just outplayed him there in a complicated game, right? I mean, maybe Duda did what he's supposed to do. He took a sharp struggle with the white pieces, but I mean, it's not like it made Carano uncomfortable or nervous in any kind of way, at least from what we can see from the moves. He just played very well.
I'm also not sure that's what Duda's supposed to do in that situation.
No.
Duda, in general, is excellent in rapid chess, while
Mhm.
Fabi, I know he's good and so on, but it's still considered that classical is his strongest discipline. And yeah, to get a
Yeah.
tough, complicated fight where you're out in that case against Fabi, I'm not sure it was the right decision, but easy to say with hindsight. And a lot
But
of the younger top players, they don't think in such chicken categories anyway. They just play.
the younger players, there's not that many successful chickens, like, well, us to
Exactly.
name some, but it's hard to see anyone who had that kind of mentality, is there? Or
Hmm.
no? I don't know who is gonna carry the what do you call the torch or whatever. I don't know.
Where the chickens at? Didn't
Yeah,
go
yeah.
well for Wesley. We need to talk about Wesley. We did on the last episode where you guys already mentioned he looked very much out of shape. And while I agreed, I still believed in Wesley as long as he was in the tournament. But his match against Sarana, which he lost, yeah, also didn't look like the Wesley we know. So I just
I mean,
hope he's okay.
He
he
gave
lost,
the
he
impression.
lost as white and forced to draw as black.
Yeah, he just wanted to go home. It felt
Yeah,
like.
It's, yeah, yeah.
I don't get it, but yeah.
No. If you care only about equity of staying in the match, he did something wrong there. But yeah,
He lost actually. I mean, like now I'm checking. I mean, this cost him like 16 rating points,
yeah.
which is quite a lot for people of this of that caliber.
No, also,
But
as
yeah,
Laurent is mentioning, there is, well, at least one rating spot, but there could be two should Magnus get to the candidates like this, right? I mean,
that's the point.
yeah, I mean, these things might matter. So
If
it's
there
a
is
couple.
two, I mean, if you look at the rating list, it's clearly Naka and Alireza.
Mhm.
So yeah, that was my point. That for Alireza, I'm sure he's watching. I'm sure that I was so confident. Our producer is writing to us. That's I was so confident that Alireza would play the candidates. Yes, we are.
But there is also some kind of rule that to get in by rating, you need to have played probably either the
Is
World Cup,
is in the list of the Grand Swiss,
or he has to play the Grand Swiss. Yeah. Mhm.
but he's like supposed to play. I mean, he signed the
Yeah.
contract, I guess. So
Uh,
yeah, he has very good chances to get in, and that would be nice. I mean, a field with Naka, Alieza, I mean,
But
Nepo.
also to get one more rating spot, you need. Well, how would that actually happen? I don't get fully because even if should Magnus qualify, then the number four from this tournament would qualify. So
Yeah, that's. I mean, Nepo had to win yesterday. Yeah.
yeah,
That was better. But if Kawana is in, then it gives one
some extent, yeah.
still Naka. Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, it gives one extra spot on
Mhm.
rating if Kawana is.
Yeah.
Then it will be decided between Naka and Aliaza. I don't know what is exactly the regulation
And
there.
it's only depend on the January list, right? So we could see some wild December matches, or is there any kind of protection against that? I mean,
I know.
we're gonna see you against Fioruccia play a Paris New Year's special match or something like
But
that.
that will cost him some rating, so that's not
And
good, no?
for France, you can. But,
No, I mean, I don't know what is in the rules. I mean,
no,
like you're asking me, like,
yeah,
I know that
Mhm.
it was good for Alieza if Nepo would
of course, yeah, that
would
much.
make it.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm just counting how often Laurent says Ali Reza while we're talking about the World Cup, where Ali Reza is not playing. I think it's
Yeah.
around 14 times at this
Oh, but
point.
if we
So
could only
big
name
shout out
one
to him.
big winner from this tournament, it would be
It's
Ali
clearly
Reza.
Ali Reza, of
Yeah,
course.
No, I think
Even
it's
before the
fantastic.
tournament.
I mean, if you can, I mean, it's fantastic to stay at home. You know, you're in
Also, last
Paris.
Olympiad. When I think of the last Olympiad, I also think of Ali Reza.
yeah.
Yeah, no, it's not. Yeah, that was, of course, a pity it didn't come. But no, that's really fantastic. I mean, you stay at home and you get qualified. I mean,
Yeah,
You get to spend time in Paris.
that's class. That's
not
class.
he's not fully qualified yet, but
No, no, of course.
well, fair enough. Okay, yeah. Nothing else comes to mind from the previous rounds, I guess.
I
Oh, we've
guess
spoken about a lot of the stuff.
that's all there is. I'm thinking. Any other of our dear friends that didn't make it?
Many of them.
No, Abasov. Abasov took out everybody.
Yeah,
Exactly.
Svidler took out Jordan, then got taken out by Abasov. Giri, of course. Laurent's pass got blocked. How did the French do? Like the non Ali Reza participants? Jules?
Yes, sorry, I lost you for a moment. So what are you,
I'm
Jules? I mean,
asking
Maxime.
about your French friends,
No,
Jules and Maxime and Bacro.
but
Bacro got the furthest, no?
he had the best run. We were supposed to play in quarterfinals, but he lost to Vidit, and I lost to Avazov. If some viewer didn't understand it, so it's basically a French championship happening in quarterfinals. Vidit Abazov, which I will go to the real one tomorrow. Actually,
So people had to get out of the World Cup to make it to the French Championship.
exactly. But Bako is not playing. He's playing in Düsseldorf. He prefers
Of course.
your very official world team championship. How is it? It's
I
world.
think so. Yeah. Well, to Rapid Team Championship, I don't know. But Bacro, I think they have the under-8 world champion on their under 2000 board. They're taking
Yeah,
it very seriously.
yeah. You told me that he was not allowed to play, but it seems
No,
he's
no, no.
allowed to
That
play.
was somebody else, or I don't know. I heard some rumors,
Yeah,
but yeah,
but
I
he's.
checked this kid. He's very strong. Of course, that's how I spend my
I
time.
mean,
He's very impressive. That kid.
I gave him some lessons actually.
Yeah, yeah. It's
So
good.
I know he's not 2000 no.
No, no. He
Especially
seems much stronger.
yeah, no, it's 2200 more in that region. Okay, depends of course. He's very young and it can go either way, but generally, yeah, it's much more dangerous. And I don't know. We'll find out who who is the amateur and the other teams. I didn't check it out, but I expect him to do a lot of points. Yeah, to score a lot of points.
Yeah, yeah. Linz, very strong team. We'll find out, but yeah. So who's playing in the French Championship? Who are the favorites? Jules, you,
Alieza?
Ali Reza's playing?
No.
Come on, that's a bit.
No, so Jules, me, I don't know.
Marc Andrea Morizzi?
Marizzi, Gamian, Gozzoli. I mean, also
but you actually seeded for the final.
not at all. I'm
Okay.
seeded for the last 16.
No, but I mean by rating. If you're
Number 2?
Schulz is the only one higher rated than you.
Yeah, I'm number 2. Yeah. So
That's what
if I play,
and you're not getting cup of privileges yet that you can just
yeah, no, of course, yeah, no,
go
but
up to the final.
if I play against Jules, it's a very good news because it will be in the final. Yeah,
Yeah, that's what I meant. Yeah.
Lagarde is playing there. I mean, all the top guys except top 3. So, or top 1, 2, MVL, Alieza, and I think it's number 4 now, Bako. I think Julie is number 3. So, yeah, it's a nice place in French Alps, Peter.
Yeah,
Also
I was in the French Alps a couple of months ago.
yeah, we
not
went
very
there
often.
together. So
No, yeah, I was there even
yeah,
later. But yeah,
yeah,
no, nice place. I
yeah. So it will be nice, and
envy you that a bit.
it's a knockout tournament. But whatever happens, I'm staying there. So
Okay.
even if I lose in 2 days, I will stay there for 1 week, 10 days actually. So
Interesting.
yeah, nice. Nice holidays if I lose, and if I win, it's nice. Always nice to win.
Not bad.
Let's see.
We will follow. But on sort of on important tournaments clashes, well, as far as I understand, you're no longer the world chess tennis champion, correct?
Yeah, but that's I mean, I only won once. I played once and won once in 2018.
So
Since then, I
basically,
didn't play.
okay, you're doing the Fischer thing. You think you haven't been dethroned, so you're the actual champion.
Actually, it's the dates are always very poor for me. I mean,
Okay.
like now I was playing the world. It was during the World Cup, so I couldn't really.
Uh-huh. Who is the new
Uh,
champion? Oh,
it's
the
Maze won like almost every time
in
since.
your own unbiased opinion, if you had a chess tennis match with Marseille, who will be the favorite?
I mean, I beat him in 2018. But now I'm most likely going to lose unless I beat him very quickly in chess.
Okay, so
I
you're
still have
rating
a chance.
you're better
He's a
in
favorite, but I have a chance. Yeah,
okay.
But you're much better in chess now than in 2018.
that's true as well. And he's not, but
And
he's much better at
Marseille's
tennis.
probably got weaker in chess.
Yeah, but he improved at tennis quite a lot. Actually, he's playing more. I think he's. We can assume that he's playing more tennis than chess.
But how is it works? So if you do well in tennis, can you win the match like this, or you do only get a time advantage for the chess thing?
No. You play both at the same time. So you play like it's 18 points match in tennis and
Uh-huh.
15 minutes game in chess. So you play 5 minutes chess, then you go 6 point tennis. 5 minutes chess, 6 point tennis. 5 minutes chess, 6 point tennis.
Uh-huh.
Do
So
you get it?
basically, if you win 18-0 in tennis, then basically you have to mate without the opponent spending any time,
Yeah,
or without you
which is not
spending any
possible.
time.
Yeah, yeah.
No, okay.
So yeah.
But as soon as you get 1 point in tennis, how much time do you have to spend on your chess to win?
5 minutes, less than 5 minutes.
So then against.
Yeah, I mean you get it 15 against 15. So
Mhm. But you're saying there is quite some tennis players which I would get 0 points against in tennis out of 18. Yeah, a lot
who?
actually. No, let's say I cannot play tennis basically. You against a strong tennis player, you will lose all 18 points, right?
Unless he makes a mistake. I mean, I played against a Brazilian guy who was top 1,000 in the world in tennis. So
Uh-huh.
I lost. He was 15-3. I mean, he's making some slight mistake. I'm like, let's say I'm 1800. So he's probably 24, 2500. So that's, yeah, I'm scoring some points, but
No,
by,
I'm just
by
trying to
accident.
understand how random tennis is in that sense. And you're saying against a top 1,000 player, you will get some points. Yeah.
I mean, I got 3. So, but he was a bit, he was older than when he was top 1,000. So it
Fair
was
enough.
ex top 1,000. So now, by now, yeah, probably, I don't
So
Mhm.
if Peter plays 100 points of tennis against Nakamura and 100 bullet games, he scores much more in tennis.
know.
I don't know. I have no clue how he can play tennis, but I like my chances better than in bullet. That much I can say. Yeah, and I cannot play. But anyway, okay.
No, but I'm not sure actually. Maybe I'm saying just bullshit. Actually, I never played the top 1,000. Probably I'm scoring 0. Yeah.
I have
I mean,
zero.
he used to be. I mean, he was there like 15 years ago.
So you played him 15 years after his active career.
Yeah.
That could have helped. Yeah.
Yeah,
But
but still.
No, of course, I'm sure it's still good, but it's not top 1,000 then.
Yeah, it's not top
we,
1,000.
we used to have chess football
No,
events
probably I'm scoring 0 actually. I mean,
in
yeah.
Denmark, and
Also, if they try to play it safe, not to have you score, it sounds hard to believe. No, like
Yeah, that's so.
no, we had these chess football events in Denmark some 20 years ago, and at some point there was a guy who played some chess, but also had been a professional football player in Greece. And while he didn't take it very seriously, you could see that when he chose to take it seriously, it was completely different level of understanding of where to position himself. Impossible to defend him, despite that he was getting older and less fit and so on. So I don't know, or maybe it's just me who can't defend, but could be. Yeah.
On a similar note, I'm still leading in my 1,000 games match against Etienne Gardet. 43-0. I'm cruising.
Okay. Has he improved in his understanding of the Queen's Gambit, or how does it go?
It's hit and miss. It's hit and miss. Last game was okay. He went d5, e6, knight f6, bishop e7. But yeah, then if I test again in a couple games, let's see. Because yeah, it's also the long-term memory. With black, it's tough for him. With white, he's much stronger.
Let's say you take back on d5. What will he recapture with? It's 50-50?
That's always a big question, but I've mentioned plenty. He should take with the pawn, I think, for now. For now, he would do it. But in general, yeah, with white, it just makes a giant difference. Maybe not in the result, but being able to get out of the opening when you don't know very much. With white, you normally can if you, I don't know, cover your pawns and develop your pieces. While with black, you need some specific knowledge, at least when I'm trying to ask questions. So it's really very different game with white or black. Also in simmers, it's for a reason you always want white in every game. No, I mean, it makes such a big difference because you can
Yeah.
just win out of the opening, while with black, until you attack something against a 1500, 600 player, it can take a long time.
What is the German and French traditions there? Because in Denmark, it's clear we play with alternating colors. While here, and
Yeah.
with Lithuania, it's known that you will always have white. For instance, if you see Kasparov playing singles, he will always have white. While I've played some singles here, and they give me all whites, and I get ridiculed by some Danes who says, "Come on, this is ridiculous."
No, I
No, no.
always got white in all my simers.
Yeah, same here. And I don't request it. It's just how it's done.
Yeah.
No, I understand that it's no. Maybe it's just Larsen in Denmark who said, "I will play whatever color you want. It doesn't matter." And
Okay, b6, b3. Whatever.
yeah, exactly.
I love the Spassky stuff where he says, of course he's white in every board, and he says, I play e4 on all the board. So you see the guy. you see all the guys playing the first move,
He's saving one round of walking in.
And then, he's just shaking heads, and the guy plays the move. And, it's so funny. Yeah? So the guy plays the first move, he's playing his first move as well, and then Spassky is coming. So that's great, I think.
I always try to mix d4, e4, c4.
Yeah, me too. Yeah, but I loved it, actually.
And of course, against the tougher guys, I don't play e4, so it's some disrespect if I play e4.
I just try to play Magnus Prep these days. I don't play anything else. So
Fair enough.
But on this topic of Spassky, I think the online, maybe was it this chess historian Urkan published a bit from an interview with Spassky's son, and he was basically talking about that Spassky was kind of lazy. It gave such a French impression to me, Luang. But no.
Yeah, I heard. I heard that. Yeah.
No, very sympathetic actually. But still,
yeah, no, I saw the. I saw that he visited the Hall of Fame, I think, in St. Louis.
Maybe.
And he didn't get disturbed. I mean, it was nothing to. Let's say in France, it was not such a big thing to. I mean, nobody knew Spassky, who was Spassky. So. Yeah, no, that was a nice interview with Boris Jr.
I thought it was interesting.
Yeah.
Hang on, just for the record, Peter is saying laziness is a typical French trait, and Laurent is not protesting. What's going on here?
It's
he's proud of
it. It's racism, I mean, like I got used to this racist stuff about French.
All right.
Can you answer, Peter? You can answer.
Yeah, no, I don't want to go in that direction. Yeah, again, not generally, but still. Never mind. It's just
it's just a joke. So
yeah, fair enough. So what's next on our agenda? We have questions from our listeners or scandals to cover, or I don't know. No?
Let's see. We should also mention the Women's World Cup, where the games are also in full swing. They're already at the semifinals. It's Anna Musichuk against Salimova and Tan Chongyi against Goryachkina. German participant Pates, big fight, eliminated the world champion Zhu in June, but lost the tie breaks against Musichuk. Who you got out of the remaining four to win it all?
Can I just do it by rating and say Goryachkina? Also, she seems somewhat better with the black pieces against Tan Chongyi, but I don't know.
Yeah, I was gonna go Tan Chong Yi, but she doesn't have a good position with white,
Yeah.
so we'll have to go with
Yeah, me
Goryachkina.
too.
But
Mm.
again, just to exemplify how unprepared we are for this podcast, how many is going to qualify for the candidates? I saw
I
some
have no
Ukrainian
clue.
news made as saying 3, but I don't think so because, unlike in the open section, the females have a Grand Prix, right? So I thought it was maybe only 1. And I think Goryachkina, she's already qualified, right?
But at least we improved. We know that Juven Jun. I mean, I know that Juven Jun is a world champion, which I didn't know 6 months ago. I would say.
No.
In the rules, it says the top 3 also qualify for the 2024 Women's Candidates Tournament.
Oh, then the Ukrainian newspaper is right and I'm wrong. Okay, fair enough. Could be. Maybe there's no rating spot then or something like that. Okay. So then basically 3 out of these 4 is gonna qualify. And if Goryachkina is already qualified, maybe that's it.
Why Goryachkina is qualified with rating? Or?
She didn't qualify from the Women's Grand Prix. We have
I don't know.
zero clue.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, sorry.
Jan is just trying to stay silent, so he at least doesn't.
No, I don't know.
You don't know. Fair enough. Okay.
Also, you don't sound like a very trustworthy source on it. After
No, not
the
fully.
So yeah.
Yeah. Okay. We will maybe that's a cliffhanger for the next episode. Maybe we'll have read the rules before that.
Very exciting.
Although somewhat unlikely. But
Always a lot of complaints in the comments, so we don't know the rules, and normally they're right.
yeah.
I don't know. Yeah.
But do you read the rules
No,
for
good.
events? Well, we don't play anymore, but
I was actually wondering, serious question. In rapid chess, what happens when you make an illegal move? You don't lose, right? You get a time punishment, or
I
what
did
are the
that.
rules?
I did that 1 month ago. So you get a time punishment, which is now it's a quiz. What do you think?
I think it's you get 2 minutes subtracted unless you're below a certain number, then your opponent gets 2 minutes. But I have no clue. That's just a guess.
Not at all.
Not
Your
at all, eh?
opponent gets 1 minute extra, whatever.
1 minute extra, whatever.
Yeah, only 1 minute extra. Second illegal move is losing the game. No, I have to
Okay.
learn the rules
No.
since I'm making illegal moves these days.
but but that's new. Earlier you used to lose, which seems to be a bit rough in a way, right? But what happens? I mean, if you make an illegal move, do your opponent have to spot it immediately, or can he spot it at any time during the game?
That's just you're asking way too much to me.
Yeah, but it's also a bit relevant because, I mean, if they have to spot it immediately, it actually starts becoming a decent EV move to cheat if the punishment is only a minute penalty or something like that.
Yeah.
But
actually, it's a minute penalty. No, I didn't get a minute penalty. He got 1 minute extra. It could have helped me.
But also, I mean, at these kind of events, there is computers who would detect illegal moves. I hope so. Maybe it's not possible.
Also, most grandmasters they will spot if you make an illegal move. So I'm not sure that's such a value play.
Yeah.
No, I mean, then we talk in the face where you're basically down to 1 second. But maybe that happens extremely rarely in a way. But I get your point. If you suddenly
especially if it's 15 plus 10, it's really
then of course
very
it makes very little sense. No. I would be talking Armageddon where pieces are flying and stuff like that.
What are the rules there? Laurent Blitz?
I think it's the same.
Same? Just a minute?
I would really think so.
Okay. No, I'm asking. I really don't know.
I mean, like in Rapid, I got this case. So, I mean, actually, the arbiter was French, so you can deduct whatever you like, but still, how he did it.
But your opponent was French too?
Yeah.
Okay, and then
Actually, the main arbiter of the World Cup is French.
Amazing.
So
that's why Ali Reza is the big winner.
Yeah.
And his name is Laurent.
Oh. That's a rare name, no? Who are the top Laurents in the world? You, Laurent Blanc. Who else is there?
Laurent Blanc was a good one.
Laurent Blanc is a good one. I don't know.
Of course you know.
No, I don't know. No. Laurent Fignon.
Ah, yeah, Laurent Fignon. famous cyclist.
Okay, please.
Laurent Perrier, great water
No,
company.
yeah.
Yves Saint Laurent.
No, this is.
Oh, there's a restaurant Laurent in Bad Oldesloe next
No,
to
I don't
Hamburg.
think there's many famous Laurent. I don't think so.
Let's
Actually,
check.
actually, no, I don't think
I
so.
think there's a lot of.
Laurent Schwarz. Oh, there's Laurent Blanc and Laurent Schwarz. Interesting. So both white and black. That's what turned you into chess. French mathematician Pierre-Alphonse Laurent, another French mathematician.
Laurent Chalabert, of course.
Laurent Jalabert.
Laurent, Prince of Belgium.
Not that many. Still.
No,
Yeah, it's
no,
not.
no.
It's not
It's a
like
very old. Like, I mean, you don't call your baby Laurent anymore. You don't call your kids Laurent. I mean, this is not happening.
also, there's no Laurent that sort of sweeps it all and just say this is the
Yeah,
most famous Laurent. There's a lot of
yeah.
candidates, but no clear.
Except me.
But you can bring it back, no? Like
Yeah, but I'm not necessarily like it very much. But yeah.
Laurent Bourgeois, choreographer and rapper from French dance duo Les Twins.
Yeah.
Okay, next.
Okay.
We will check the regulations for the next
Fair
time.
enough.
Peter will do it.
There's also Dick Laurent, a fictional character in Lost Highway by David Lynch. Okay,
I
moving
I,
on.
I
Moving
think I prefer the FIDE segment to that. But yeah.
Ah, but
on. You don't like the Twilight vampire Laurent.
I don't know.
Okay, I'm done. I'm done, I promise. Just one more. Okay, next we have to talk about more unpleasant, serious topics. Right before the show, I read this. I think it was a blog post on Lead Chess. I'm not sure who
Mhm.
wrote it. I couldn't see it. That they no longer are collaborating. If I'm paraphrasing, but that's how I understood it, with the St. Louis Chess Club and the U.S. Chess Federation, and yeah, that detailed the Ramirez case, which I guess we're all aware of. Although, frankly, I haven't heard much recently, so I'm not sure if what I'm about to say is official or if this is just speculation. With with the Ramirez case, what's the final status? Because I had heard there was some sort of agreement, or agreement might be the wrong word, but the status quo was that he was leaving chess, but there was no legal action. Is that a thing, or am I making that up? I'm being careful here because I really don't know. I haven't heard the latest.
I
He
might
was.
have seen a random tweet like that, but it sounds.
Yeah, maybe I just read something
I
on
think
Twitter,
he
so
was
I'm not
banned
sure.
from UHS, and he tried to play somewhere, which I mean
Again,
was
I'm basing most of
absolutely.
my knowledge on tweets I can't remember, but I also thought recently that he was playing in some event, maybe
Yeah,
South America, but
yeah, exactly.
they said that some online group of mothers started
Yeah,
complaining
exactly.
that he was kicked out. I have zero
In
verification for this,
Mexico.
so I'm
Yeah, no, I saw the tweet as well. He
yeah.
tried to play in Mexico, played the first game even, and there was some big protest to kick him out, and he left after the first round. Okay, which is, I mean,
So
like,
he realized he wasn't welcome in the chess world, which is probably good, but brazen
yeah,
to
that's.
play. No, if there was this agreement that, once again, agreement might be the wrong word, that he should leave the chess world than to play a tournament.
I think he was banned for life from US chess, so it means that he cannot occupy any position there. But
Okay, but that doesn't mean much, does it?
yeah, but it's good. It's good to see that he's not welcome into the chess world anymore.
Well, you can argue that it's not so good that it has to be initiatives by mothers at events who are actually getting
I
kicked out,
agree.
not our that we are. I mean, we can also say that we are not capable of handling this. Mothers has to do it by themselves, which is a bit too much, perhaps.
I don't know if the FIDE ethics, you know probably more than us on that, Peter.
Yeah,
FIDE Commission of
well,
Ethics or whatever
FIDE
is doing
ethics
something or not. I
is
hope so.
public only after I think things has happened in a way. So I don't know. It could be, but also, I mean, from what we heard there, it strikes me at some other things. Well, they should be handled within the chess world, but I also had the severity to be handled without the chess on the outside of the chess world. But I don't remember the actual details. But that was my impression.
Yeah, I would really think so that he should.
Yeah,
I mean, Like
So I mean,
from what I read, I mean, it was it
mhm,
should be that inside the chess world and also
yeah, but of
in
course there
justice
could
and
be
outside.
problems with that. Uh, I
It takes
mean,
some time, yeah.
yeah, yeah. Also, that I don't know when the cases happened, if they are still, within
Yeah,
the
yeah, exactly.
thresholds of time, and so I'm not into the details of that. But
Yeah,
also, well, Jan was saying that this leeches is actually not about that article.
No, I
it's
was
both.
just, I mean, it's about both, but yeah, I didn't know this about Ramirez trying to play
Yeah,
in Mexico. It's quite, yeah, quite surprising or quite shocking that he would have the chutzpah, no, after what transpired, also to play in Mexico as an Hispano-Hablante is not keeping that low a profile. So yeah, I
I
guess
saw
it's
on
good.
Twitter that apparently he was hoping that the story it came out in English a lot, and that they were
Yeah,
not aware. But yeah, I mean that's just
that
pure.
sounds weird in a way.
He's also,
Or maybe
yeah,
he thought
that's a stretch.
I don't know. I don't know what he thought. I mean, okay, we are living in a different world, so
Yeah,
I don't know what he was thinking about. But
yeah,
No, no, I
but
mean, well, chess is his what he's been doing professionally his whole life. Maybe he needs it in a way, which but it's not a relevant factor at all. I'm just
yeah,
trying to say, well, if he has not stopped, it would be typical to try and do it in some way, or well, hopefully others would choose to disappear fully. But it generally shouldn't be up to them if the allegations is true, right? But no, that was kind of shocking, but it seemed like someone took the matter in their own hands, right?
yeah.
uh-huh. Okay,
But
no,
Leicester statement was very harsh and, well, I would say sort of very new in the chess world, right? I mean, they actually simply decided to cut any kind of cooperation with two quite major institutions.
Yeah, because of they broke up with a new story about Gareyev. They mentioned Gareyev, who supposedly harassed a couple of, or more than harassed, so some aggression of couple of women, and they said that well, U.S. Chess and the club of Saint Louis were kind of informed of that, and they didn't do not anything, but or very slowly. I don't know what was exactly there, but well, they didn't do enough. That's for sure. Or maybe nothing. I don't know. So yeah, they claimed that it was not a normal. Of course, it's not. It's not normal. I mean, and they decided to stop any collaboration with both of them, US Chess and St. Louis Chess Club.
yeah. For some context, Timur Gareyev, he's been playing for the US and I guess living there for a long time now. He might be best known. He's a good grandmaster, but he might be best known for his blindfold
Yeah,
exhibitions. I think he holds the world record in most blindfold games played at a time. And also, I'm paraphrasing, I don't have the article here, but I think at least two um, women came forward saying that he restricted them with force physically and
yeah,
then kissed them, even though, yeah, they told him to stop. And yeah, there were some other things specified in that story. And yeah, I don't recall the details about the knowledge of US chess and or St. Louis of that, but clearly Leach has expressed disappointment with their reactions and decided not to cooperate with these institutions because yeah, they didn't seem so sound trustworthy according to the Leach chess post in how that was handled. So yeah, I guess kudos to Leeches for taking a stand. I have no knowledge. Actually, I didn't know, or I think someone told me some days ago that there was this Gareyev thing. I hadn't even heard about that. But yeah, it's always shocking to get these news. I mean, I knew Gareyev a bit. You run into him here and there. I guess he
yeah,
was what you would describe as eccentric, always colorfully dressed, always seemed very edgy, some nervous energy. I think he was also drinking quite a bit, but yeah, I wasn't aware he had he had that in him. But then again, yeah, I guess you never are till you hear the stories. Yeah.
No, I didn't know at all. I mean, I actually, I, I, I said hi at the World Cup. I knew him a bit. I played him a few times.
I play in the World Cup right now, no?
Yeah, he played in the World Cup. I mean, I clearly remember that I met him in the outside, and I said hi. And okay, I didn't know the guy, so I just was just hi, shook hands, and that's it. But yeah, it's always a big shock and surprise, and it's well, it's can be only positive. Is this stories are going out because it's not normal. It's of course, and it's shocking. And apparently, yeah, and US chess kept they took some sanctions, but it remained secret apparently. So yeah, that's not normal at all. Uh, of course, everyone should know about it, and they should get
I was
banned.
banned from playing in the
Yeah,
US events or something. I couldn't
yeah,
couldn't
yeah,
quite tell what
exactly.
else.
It's what I understood from the post, and well, it's not. You should give the case to FIDE, even to, I mean, to some court. I don't know. It's not simply not normal. It was banned in the US for 1 year, and it expired in July 2023.
Well,
Yeah,
I
and
was
nobody
Yeah,
knew
so this
about
is
it.
in the past. Yeah, I'd
Yeah,
literally never
yeah,
saw
I
it's
never heard
expired.
about it
It's
as well.
been a while ago. Okay.
It's just amazing, actually, that we. I mean, we are into the chess world. I mean, like, but
I was
we.
planning to skip
Also,
my.
not just us, yeah, but for women to
Yeah,
have the info. I mean, to maybe tread carefully around that guy. I mean, we should have that stuff.
of
Probably.
course.
Yeah. No, I was planning to skip the feeder segment here while Magnus is playing, but I think, well, I kind of like what Lichess is doing, although it shouldn't be like that. But, well, I guess, do we trust FIDE or any other federation to actually do something to make them feel secure enough? Do you have this feeling in the chess world that if we tell someone, they will take action? I think that's a huge part of the problem as well, that there is no real trust in that these things get handled. And, well, it's
It should
interesting
come
that
from FIDE. It
it's,
should come from FIDE for sure.
it's
And
interesting
it
that there is
doesn't.
no that but well, that's what I meant earlier, that there is no proper policing of these kind of things. We don't trust that there is an entity who will actually take the responsibility to that. People can feel safe that there is, if people want to bring up forward a case, where would you actually go? That strikes me as, I mean, would
It's
you?
actually in fun. I mean, we I think we talked about this, but it was not recorded, and we deleted it. But I told
Mhm.
you that I think
Yeah.
the French Chess Federation is doing something great. They have some partnership with some association, and well, actually, you are sure that you can talk to some people who are used to deal with that and can help you, and it remains completely secret. So I think that's a good thing, and I think FIDE should follow that example. That's it's nice also to have some advice from outsider who are used to deal with such.
Well, and it should be separate from the those who are in political power, because then you would always start
Exactly.
wondering about such things.
Yeah,
But anyway, but
that's
well,
sad.
yeah, that's why. I mean, it's of course not great that Lichess feels that they have to take the case in their own hands, but it's also interesting that some of the big players in the chess world who are, well, I understand perhaps. I don't know if Lichess is a huge financial entity, but it's a huge factor in the chess world of chess.com, even much more so, obviously. But that if actually these players start taking these things into their own hand is quite interesting, and perhaps necessary, if we have given up hope that these things will be solved with those who actually should be doing it. I'm not saying it's right or wrong. I think it's just interesting and very noteworthy.
Certainly better than nothing. I mean, it's just much better than nothing. So if FIDE doesn't do it, then
Also,
someone else.
again, if he is punished and his ban has run out, it's reasonable enough that they get a second chance. On the other hand, also, well, some of these who was involved could be playing for all we know and such. It's complicated and perhaps not dealt with properly. The same with, I mean, if Ramirez gets only a ban within the United States, if the accusation against him is true, it seems like too mild, in my opinion. It's a very complicated topic, but I'm not sure it's being treated properly.
And should definitely be public. I mean, the sanction about Gareyev, nobody knew.
Hmm.
And exactly as Jan said, I mean, it might change some, uh,
Yeah.
so some women might be much more careful uh, with him.
Generally, bans should be public. Yes,
I think it should be public for sure.
as protective as well as education. I mean, people less will do it in a way. Yeah. Mhm. Anyway, enough about that subject. Oh,
Yeah, it's just upsetting. I don't have easy solutions, and yeah, I don't want to make it about it's it's all on FIDE, but I agree. I'm most upset with that we and especially potential victims don't hear about this stuff, and that it then comes out randomly when the ban is already expired and the guy is
Yeah.
out there playing in tournaments. I mean,
for instance,
I understand it's probably delicate legally how to handle it and so on, but I mean it's also wrong.
Yeah.
yeah, but then solve these legal problems because they are less important than protecting people. I mean,
Yeah, I
the
agree.
Ramirez thing I heard about perhaps like half a year before. This one never heard before.
Oh, really? You
Yeah,
heard about it? I never.
no,
I'm always the last one to.
yeah. Well, some of them was going quite some years back. So, but it's well, I'm only mentioning for this rumor. I've never picked up on in any way, and it was quite.
Also, from what we know, this is not belittle it by any means, but it's maybe not on the scale of what Ramirez did or Gareyev. Maybe wasn't as much out there, but yeah, it doesn't mean it shouldn't be out there. But yeah, I also hadn't heard anything about this, but doesn't mean anything. I guess that's the problem that people aren't aware.
Yeah, no, but definitely it doesn't sound uh, the same scale. Yeah, I mean that's for sure. But yeah, doesn't. Yeah, I fully agree. Doesn't diminish and should be punished for sure, and should be known as well. Should be public.
All right, on that heavy topic, we'll end today's episode. Magnus Carlsen currently has I guess, slightly better but drawish end game against Gukesh. Vidit
We'll
is
make a draw.
maybe tiny bit better, but looks drawn against Abasov. Dominguez against Fabi is a complicated middle game. And Pragnananda
It's a bit
versus
better.
Arjun. Looks like Prag has a little pressure, no? And some
Yeah.
symmetrical group
Yeah,
of structure.
it's just reading the engine evaluations, right? I agree with him fully.
No, I understand I can't expertly judge the positions like Laurent, but in my defense, I did say the 0-11 position was drawn and the -0-18 position
I
was drawn.
I saw you put in some personal touch there. I agree. So I was almost trying to praise you. No,
The knight on b6 is
yeah.
misplaced in the Gazy game.
Mhm.
Always is.
And Tan Shangyi is closer to equality against Goryachkina, so maybe our pre-show favorite can still make it.
Big comeback.
Yes.
Thank you for listening
Thank you.
to this episode of the Chicken Chess Club. Do something, I don't know. Subscribe, there might be a new episode next month or not on whatever podcast service or YouTube.
Is it still possible to
We've given up. Whom are we kidding? Do whatever you like. Thanks for listening.
Bye.